How's it going, everybody? All right, people, let's go. Let's get some energy in this motherfucker. Let's go, yeah! How's it going? How's life treating you? How's existence treating you? You know what existence is? It's a bologna sandwich wrapped in tongue. That's what it is. Oh, man. So, Radomir, that's my name. Remember that name. It means man of peace in Czech. I'm Czech. How many fucking Czechs are there in this city? Not fucking many. And you know what? We don't like the Russians too much because they occupied us for 40 years. It got so bad that in the middle or in the height of the Cold War, 1973, my grandmother slit her wrist in a family bathtub and killed herself. She had no freedom of religion, no freedom of speech. She couldn't do what she wanted to do, which was be a piano teacher, so she just said, it ain't fucking worth it, I'm gonna kill myself. So, I had no joke for that, just wanted to share that with you because that's how I feel about the Russians. I ain't too wild about them. But anyway, that leads to my next little ditty, which is, here's a few words from my favorite dictator and yours, Vladimir Putin. Putin reminds me of a charcoal chipmunk, but if we're not careful, this alabaster gerbil will soon own half of Europe. Go, people, wake up. This is politics, political humor. Damn. All right, fine. I watch a lot of TV to get away from that because you obviously ain't into that. And on TV, it's amazing to me how many women these days, and men, but especially women, think that because they're famous and they've got an Emmy or a Grammy, they can start their own talk show. You've got Ellen, you've got now Kelly Clarkson, you've got the Women of the Talk, you've got The Real. And I just remember back in the day, in my heyday, the 90s, you had some really heavy journalists doing talk shows who knew how to get some investigative reporting done. I'm talking about they went and dug in deep for the fucking truth of the matter. Not like the people these days. They dig in about as deep as a Cocker Spaniel in heat. Sally Jesse Raphael, Phil Donahue, Ricky Lake, Oprah, even Jerry Springer at times. And we're talking people who knew what they were doing. And on top of that, I'm not wild about these new movies, these superheroes. It's either superheroes or Star Wars. This ain't real cinema. Let's get honest. This is not real cinema. This is something of another class or category. I'm not wild about it. It's not The Godfather or On the Waterfront or Citizen Kane or From Here to Eternity or any of that good stuff, that brilliant stuff, that beautiful stuff. It's something different. That's categorized to the masses, for the masses, so you can eat popcorn and fall asleep on a recliner in the cinema. And it's sad. It's tragic. It shouldn't be that way, but it fucking is. I'm also tired of watching America's Got Talent on TV. That is the most overpaid, overrated, under-talented panel on television. Those people are awful. They couldn't spot talent if it bit them in the ass. And there's always a guy who wins, some magician somewhere. I mean, let's be honest, magicians are nice, but talent is, real talent is like poetry or fiction or something like that. I went to a fucking AGT audition once at the LA Convention Center, yeah. So I brought my poetry with me because that's what I do when I don't do this, I'm a poet. And I said, I've got some poetry for you here. You want to hear it? Because I want to do some poetry, because I want to get on the show and do poetry, because that's real talent. Oh, I'm sorry, so we don't do that. Talent is not for us. What do you mean it's not for you? It's talent. It's poetry. Oh, poetry is not what we do. It's not good for TV. It's not good television. It doesn't get good ratings. We can't do that sort of thing. Okay, fine, It really sucked, but that's how it happened. And that leads me to my little diatribe on our president. I have lymphedema, which is why I'm sitting down on this stool, which means I have swollen legs due to lymph nodes that don't work like they should. He's got a high opinion of himself because of an ego that doesn't work like it should. The man only relates to the rich, the right wing, the non-white, and that's all he relates to. So, Decibel Don, if you're listening, only thing you're going to be hearing is you're going to be hearing from the right wing and the rich, because that's all you seem to be listening to. So we were warned about this in 2016 from Bernie Sanders, from Joe Biden, from Hillary Clinton, from Bill Clinton, but we weren't listening, were we? No, we weren't listening at all. We just said, this must be somebody else's problem. Let's let somebody else deal with this. And apparently it was, because Trump has got a really good chance of being reelected in 2020 because of the war chest that he has amassed so far. Anyway, I'm going to go because they're shouting at me and they're going to kick my ass soon. So I'm leaving. Thank you, goodbye, and get to come and live with me, fans.